Good day, Ferdi. Welcome to the Retinal Realities Podcast. Today we are having a discussion with Ferdie Danzfuss, who is a member of Retina South Africa and a very exciting person because he is the developer and initiator of the very, very exciting Umzizi Reader app. So today we will be discussing about his own sight loss journey and also about the Umzizi Reader app. So Ferdi, tell us a little bit more about yourself, who you are, where you come from, and what sight loss condition you have.
Marisa, thanks for having me. It's an honor. Yes, so my name is Ferdi and I've got Stargardt's disease. I've been diagnosed in high school and since then the condition has deteriorated quite a bit. I'm a software developer by profession. I went to high school, Dr. Ege Jansen in Boksburg, and then I went to university. I got a master's degree in computer science. And then I've been a software developer since then for the past almost 30 years now. Yeah, and as I said, my condition has deteriorated quite a bit, but you learn to adapt. And I never let my condition define who I am or let it limit what I can do.
Excellent. That's wonderful, Ferdi. So you said you went to school in Boksburg and you went to university and studied computer science. Just for our members and listeners who is in the same position as you, who have been diagnosed at high school with a retinal condition, how did you find going to university? Was there lots of support? And what tips can you give to a young person who's also been diagnosed with a sight loss condition that wants to study further and want to go to university? Is there anything that you can give as a tip from your background to help them navigate this journey?
Initially, my condition was not that bad. In high school, I applied for extra time during my matric exams, and that helped a lot. And then, obviously, in the classes, I always had to ask to sit in front because I couldn't see on the projector, and large prints for the exams, and so on. And I'm a very shy person, so it was a bit challenging for me to always have to ask for assistance and so on. And then in varsity, I basically help myself ensure that my environment is set up properly for low vision. So, like I said, initially my condition was not that bad. So I was able to study without much additional assistance. What helps me a lot is if I can get material electronically, so that I can read it on a computer. And then on a computer screen, the thing that helps the most for me is to use color inversion, to invert the colors. If it's white text on a black background, that makes a big difference instead of the usual black text on a white background. And then the other thing, obviously, is magnification. So luckily on a computer screen, you can magnify text quite a bit. So that also helps a lot. I also had a desktop magnifier, which I used when I needed to read books that was not available electronically. And that also helped because the electronic magnifier, desktop magnifier, has got options they've got color filters. For me, the yellow color filter helped quite a bit. On varsity, I was even driving a car myself. I had a driver's license. And so my condition wasn't that bad, but when I started working after varsity, I realized that the condition is now too bad and I had to stop driving, for example. And I personally don't use screen readers. I've got enough vision that if I just sit very, very close to a screen and I use magnification and I use color inversion, then I'm usually okay. The one tip is that I can give is to use a monitor arm, to put your screen on a monitor arm so that you can position it very close to your eyes, and then you can have your keyboard and mouse underneath your screen. That helps a lot for me.
That's a great tip, Ferdi. So you said you have a master's degree in computer science and you are now a software developer. Do you think software development is a good career for persons with visual impairment? And if so, why do you say so?
Yes, definitely. Software development is definitely a good career. And the main reason is because technology. There's a lot of assistive technologies available when using computers. that makes it a good choice for someone with low vision. There's people who are completely blind who are developers. I've got a few friends that are completely blind and they are software developers. They all use screen readers. It's one of the few career paths that I think that it works very well for low vision users. The recently advancements in artificial intelligence also makes it easier to work with. Like currently, I don't do a lot of manual coding anymore because these days AI assistants do most of the coding.
Fantastic. So now pivoting to the very exciting Umzizi app. Tell us a little bit more about the app and why did you develop it and what is your plans with it? What was your initial plans and is it still the same?
The Umsizi Reader app, initially I developed it for myself. The reason was that it's becoming more and more difficult for me to read text, and I like to read Marilla Media articles, for example, which is in Afrikaans. It's a website, Afrikaans news website. And I like to read it in my lunch break times, and it became increasingly difficult for me to read it. Even with magnification, it strains your eyes. And the thing with screen readers is that they mostly support only English and popular international languages, but not our local South African languages. And then I realized, but there must be a solution for this. And I did a bit of research and I discovered that the CSIR has got, for example, some voices for all 11 South African languages, but it's not easily available for people to use. So then I decided to start developing this software that would help me read those articles in my native language. And also realized that there must be thousands of other visually impaired and blind users in South Africa that's got the same problem. So that was the initial problem that I tried to solve. And then I showed it to some of my friends and got in touch with some blind people. And I realized that there's really more people that need this and that we need to take it further. That's basically how it started.
Fantastic. Can the Umzizi Reader app support all official South African languages or only a few?
Now, we support all of them. As far as I'm aware, it's the only app in South Africa that supports all 11 official languages. And we have many voices to choose from. So, yeah, definitely we support all of them.
Excellent. And what can the app do? If I'm looking into using it and I'm a visually impaired person, what would I be able to do with this app?
The app has got quite a lot of features. First, we try to make local content easily available through the app. For example, weather reports or news articles, reading local websites. We've got some ebooks, Project Gutenberg ebooks, and Wikipedia. So we try to make content easily available in all 11 languages, but there's also features like, for example, you can use your phone's camera to point it to a book, to text, and it will OCR, it will convert the picture to text, and then the text to speech, so you can basically read print material. And then you can read any book or document. So you've got support for a wide range of file formats. It can read PDFs, it can read EPUBs, Word documents, text files, and so on. That's in a nutshell what the app can do. And then we also have a WhatsApp service.
So explain a little bit more about the WhatsApp service. This sounds exciting.
Yes, so the WhatsApp service makes it even easier to use some of these features because you don't need to install an app on your phone. You just chat to a bot via WhatsApp, communicate with the bot, and that allows you can, for example, forward a picture to the WhatsApp service, and it will then describe the image to you in your preferred language. It can do this. You can forward text in any language. It can read it to you. It can translate between languages. You've got all the weather and the news. And you can forward a PDF document to it, for example, and it will read the document to you. So it works very well as a quick way for reading short documents.
Can it also describe photographs?
Yeah, so for any photograph, just forward it and it will describe, even videos, you can forward the video to it and it will describe the video to you as well.
Wow. So if I receive a photograph from a family member, I can have it described in my own language by the WhatsApp bot.
Yes,
Fantastic. So that's a wonderful thing. And if you receive a WhatsApp in your own language, if I receive a WhatsApp in Afrikaans from my sisters, how would I then typically have that described or read in Afrikaans by the bot? Will I have to send that, forward that WhatsApp message to the bot?
Yeah, it's very easy. You can just forward the message to the bot, and the bot will read it in Afrikaans. If you want, you can ask the bot to translate it for you to English or to any other language. But you simply forward it, and it reads it to you.
Just a question. If I have the Umzizi Reader app on the phone, I would use it a lot to read books in my own language, which is Afrikaans, of course. But say, for instance, I receive a PDF in English. Will the app then also be able to read the PDF from me in English because it's an English PDF? Or can it only read in the language that I've set it?
The bot can translate between languages, so you can receive in any language, and it can translate to any other language. The app, we haven't implemented translation into the app yet, but that is one of the features that we are going to add in the future.
So how do I get the app if I want to download the app or the bot? How do I get that? What is the procedure of getting these on my phone?
Yeah. So the app is available for Android and iOS, and it is available on all the app stores. It's available on the Apple Store, and it's available on Android Play Store, and it's also available on the Huawei App Gallery Store. So you just go to your app store and you search for Umsizi Reader, and then you can download it from there. There is also a website link that you can go to, umzizi.ai, and that's got the link for all the app stores. It's also got the number there for the WhatsApp bot. So you just add the number for the WhatsApp bot to your contacts, and then you just send hi to the bot, and it will tell you what to do, or you can send help, and it will give you a list of all the commands that you can use, and it will tell you how to use it.
Wow, that sounds so wonderful. And does this cost anything to me as a blind user?
The app is completely free, and the WhatsApp service is completely free. There's only data cost that your network provider might charge you if you're not on Wi-Fi, if you're using it with cellular. So then your service provider might charge you the data, but the app itself is completely free.
Wow, that's wonderful, Ferdi. And what is the exciting things that you are still planning to incorporate in the app so that blind users can look out for?
We've got quite a large list of enhancements that we want to implement. And improvements that we want to make.
As these trade secrets that I'm asking you, that people must download them, watch for it themselves and wait and see what's coming along? Or is there some sneak peeks that you can give us?
We've got quite a few things that we are working on, but I don't want to spoil anything now. So I think the best is just to keep an eye on it, and there will be updates coming soon.
Well, Ferdi, I want to thank you for this wonderful discussion. Thank you very much for designing this app for us persons with visual impairment. And good luck. And thank you very much for this interview.
Thanks, Marisa. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Marisa and Ferdi, for introducing us to this really wonderful tool that I know already benefits so many South Africans. And to everyone listening, please remember to subscribe to the series by clicking on the subscribe button on this page. This will help us to keep this very popular series going. All our podcasts are available on www.retinasa.org.za under the tab Learn. Thank you.